Hey out there, slot car land. How's everybody doing this fine weekend? Hope you've been doing some good racing. Hope you've been doing well. If you're running the points race, points series, hope you're doing well in it and everything else. So today I thought we'd take a look at a really unique car that comes from the later years of Aurora, and I don't think this was put out by the original Aurora company. I think this came out after Aurora was sold to the company in England, and this car came out after that. It might have been something that they were developing prior to that, but this came out later down the road towards the end of AFX when it was owned by a different company, and I think it's before it totally went out of business and before Tomei bought it. This is something that they were working on. It's kind of a unique car, so I thought we'd take a look at it. Elijah got this from Stan. You can find these very readily available on eBay for about 10 bucks a chassis, maybe even cheaper than that. So let's take a look at the car that is called, the car that is called a Magnasteer. So this is a Magnasteer. I've got photos of this on the group page. It's kind of a unique car. As you can see, it's an inline motor, taking a lot of stuff from the G Plus car. The crown gear and the pinion gear all look like Magna traction car gears. The arm is probably very similar. The barrels are very similar. They took a lot of stuff from the G Plus and the Super Magna traction car to build this chassis. So you can see the front swivels. It's steerable on the front, and as you can see, this is a slotless car. But unlike a lot of the slotless cars you've seen, there's only two shoes. And what's under these two shoes are actually magnets. So when you put it on a track, the magnets that are underneath the pickup shoes adhere to the rails. And you can use this car on a slotted track. It's really, really unique. As you can see, there's wires soldered to the top of the shoe, crisscrossing each other, and go underneath the brush barrels, and it's probably held into place underneath the bottom when the barrel clips into the chassis there. That's how it makes contact to the brushes and the brush barrels to get to your armature. So, very unique car. Very, very, very unique. Taken a lot of neat things. It would have been cool to see how far they could have took this down the road with technique and all that kind of stuff. And as you can see, it's got full, pretty good movement there. As you can see, the tabs are exactly like your Magna traction cars, your wide pan G Plus cars, and your Super Magna traction cars. And you can use a normal body as long as you've got enough steering radius in the front of that car to make it work. That it doesn't, I mean, granted, you're not going to be doing hairpins with this car, so you probably only need about that much side to side on your body to make it work. Now this one does have a little issue on the track. It wants to pull one way with the magnets on it, so it doesn't, it's something we need to work on a little bit. But we'll take it over to the track, and I'll show you guys a little bit about how well it runs on the track. So, hold on. It's been kind of hard trying to find tires to fit this, so let's see. But as you can see, it goes quite well. Whoop. Now, you can't really run these hard because, right, once again, you've got no pin to help keep it in the slot. Oh, we're off the racetrack. As you can see, you got a decent set of tires. It'll go pretty well. Elijah's going to start doing some work on this to see what he can accomplish. We kind of had a race with these a while back at Stan's house, just messing around with them. And on a Bowman track, these things, you got a lot more forgiving if you're on a Bowman because it's not as bumpy. But very cool. Shane wanted to see what he could do with one, or Elijah wanted to see what he could do with one, so he bought one from Stan. But if you want to go on eBay, they're quite readily available. They're quite on there quite often. Like I said, about $10 a chassis. And, you know, it's kind of a neat little thing to mess around with. Kind of a little unique piece of slot car history that it's kind of interesting, and it'll change lanes on you pretty quick. I'm not sure what these sets these kind of came in. I would be kind of interested to do a little research on that and whatnot, but I just wanted to show you guys the chassis and the kind of neat thing that it runs on, that it'll run on a regular racetrack without a pin in it. You can super glue, like if you wanted to, you could super glue a T-Jet guide pin to the front of this and make for kind of an interesting little class. We talked about that. But very, very cool, kind of a neat little car. So, go on, pick yourself up one, see what you can do with one. Alright, so that's the Magnasteer car. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Kind of something neat and different out there in the slot car world. I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope you guys have been enjoying the race action. I think that's how we're going to do it from now on, is the way we did it at the last race. We'll do it live. That way I don't have to worry about any editing or anything. Still having issues with battery life. That's why the third race was a little different. Because we had to use Elijah's phone, because I was down to like 20%, and then we switched to go back to my phone for the Promoter's Choice race, and then my battery died, so I was going to die, so I had to cut that short. So hopefully we'll get it figured out. We'll have it plugged in here, because I got ways to plug it in here that's close to the racetrack and whatnot, so hopefully we can get that figured out and everything. So the next race is here next Sunday. We're back here at my place running T-Jets, Magna traction cars, and HP7s, and in the Promoter's Choice, which I'm still working on. I think it might be Fairgrounds cars. We'll do a Promoter's Choice Driver's Challenge with our Fairgrounds cars. I think that's what it's going to be. If not that, we'll do the Tyco Pro thing again. But I think it's going to be the Fairgrounds cars, so that's going to be pretty cool. The week after that, I'm not quite sure what we're going to be doing. We might be back on the 3x5 build. We still got to line the track with the lane tape to get our lane straight, and we're still working on a way to keep the track nice and smooth with the other electrical tape. We're having a little bit of issue with it sticking. So we may be doing that, or we might be looking at some other things. I'm trying to find some more unique cars to take looks at and whatnot. We might be doing an advanced tuning session on a Magna traction car, which might be kind of neat to do, and just some other stuff. So I'll think about that, but hope we'll have some race action coming up for you guys to enjoy. And I might go back and just kind of look through some of the old stuff, and maybe an idea will pop into my head or something, and we'll work on a car or something. I'm still looking for the parts we need for the Super 2. We need a set of rear wheels to go on the axles, the old style, the original rear wheels. Haven't been able to find any yet. I have a threaded set, but I don't have a threaded axle to put them on. I would like to find an original set or a reproduction of original set for that car. So as soon as we can get that, we can start building the Super 2. We have all the parts except for that. I couldn't get those from hrracing.com, so hopefully we can find those, and we'll get that done. Don't have any paint projects I want to do right now, so that's kind of out the window. So just if you guys have any ideas, just let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see, and maybe I can come up with something to do it. If not, I gotta talk to Don Bredwell and Stan and see if I can use some of their stuff for videos and whatnot. But we'll see what we got going on, and we'll see what we can scratch up, and we'll come up with a great video for you guys as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Just a little blip on the Magnasteer car. Kind of a neat little thing. And just remember, keep the pin in the slot, the wheels on the downside. Keep racing slot cars. Keep having fun. We'll see you next weekend with some more race action. And I'm out. Have a great week.